Hello, y'all. It's 12:35 p.m. in the afternoon. Well, tomorrow is the fake court date, and I need help with $110 for the hotel for tonight, please. If anyone could help, I need help with $110 for the hotel, and I need help with $25 for deposit. So I need help with $135, and then tomorrow morning, my check is supposed to come tomorrow morning. So yeah, I did live stream last night. I wish I could have live streamed longer. They force urinated me multiple times between last night and this morning, and I had to get away from the area in the middle of the night because mosquitoes kept biting me up really bad. And so someone suggested, like yesterday or the day before, that I should go to the emergency room about the numbness in my leg, and the person said about possible blood clots that could be fatal. So me being targeted, a lot of people in the targeted individual community say, well, the hospitals are not here to help us. Stay out of the hospital, stay out of jail, stay out of the shelters, stay out of the mental institution, because they're used for trafficking and mind control and everything. So, in the middle of the night, I was trying to see if there was like a hospital hotline. Like certain hospitals have like a hotline where you can call them and ask about certain symptoms, and whether or not you need to go to the emergency room or just a regular doctor or something. And so I even looked online. I have been having sciatica pain, like I'm having like mild sciatica pain right now in my right hip, my right leg, and certain websites say that I don't think I'm diabetic. I know I'm not diabetic, but the numbness in my right leg, some certain websites say it could be related to sciatica being targeted. It could be that they hit me with the directed energy weapons and making my leg numb. Who knows? But I haven't been having diabetes, and I haven't been known to be diabetic. But the fake foster mom, other narcissistic abusers, and gang stalkers who want to falsely call me greedy, they think I deserve diabetes and heart problems as a form of punishment. When I don't eat like a glutton anymore like I used to when I was younger and on psych medications. And I don't even have a snack every day. Like, I hate being forced to do what the perps say, with them thinking they got the fake authority to restrict me to less than 3 meals a day. And for me to do what they say and have 2 meals a day and no snacks, they still make a false narrative and lie and say that they're internet strangers and I don't even know them, and they bully and harass me, but I can't even get help with enough funds for 3 meals a day like I used to get to in Pensacola, Florida. So here in New Orleans, people are cutthroat and brutal. I can't even get to mostly panhandle on the streets anymore. You know. But and it's hard. I don't even get the help online. Sometimes it might take 8 hours for me to ask for help for $10 or $15 for food to eat. Like, remember that one time about a month or two ago, all I needed help with was $1 more for help for another to make ends meet for another hotel night, and it took like 2 whole hours for me to get that, if I remember correctly, you know. So I had a breakfast sandwich and a smoothie and some kind of almond pastry. And with the almond pastry I got free. They gave it to me for free, you know. And those chips from Chick-fil-A, I ate those last night. I was still hungry for some reason. But so like when I first got, I mean, you know, so yeah, the paramedic person, I asked him for advice. He said it didn't seem like a real emergency, or like he said it didn't sound like I had clotting in my legs or an emergency or whatever. And he told me basically it would be my choice for me to go to the emergency room or go to the doctor about my leg. But he said it's not really necessary, something like that. Excuse me. But I didn't want to go to any of the downtown hospitals because of the fake searching your bags and stuff, you know. They treat sick and injured patients like criminals. How, if I'm sick and in a stretcher or injured in a stretcher, or if I'm having chest pains and you treat me like I'm a criminal with weapons or something? So, well, I felt I was going to go to the hospital, but I'm like, well, if they say that it ain't mandatory or necessary, or if it ain't life-threatening, then, you know, I won't try to make a blank trip. But I have gone to the emergency room for chest pains and swollen legs, and they said that there would be no clots, like no clots in my legs. Even October 7th, I had to go to the emergency room, and I had chest pains and I had my legs swelling and everything. I think I had a bit of numbness. I don't have chest pains right now, but I had chest pains and I had to go to the emergency room, and they said there were no clots in my legs. My heart was fine, this, that, everything. So whatever this is, it might be the directed energy weapons then. Because my legs, you know, they're swollen right now from being on the streets. So, yeah, I was on the streets Friday night, Saturday night, tonight, Sunday. Yeah, as I said, I need help. I need help with $135 for a hotel plus deposit for tonight. And then tomorrow, I can renew nights and pay for my own hotel, at least for the next couple of nights. I don't know if it could be 2, 3, maybe even 4 nights. But I have to find a way to get a coat, a bigger coat, because this is like, you know, this coat is uncomfortable and too tight and does not keep me warm. Excuse me. So when I got on the first bus, the bus driver, well, it was supposed to be the streetcar, but the bus was a substitute for the streetcar. Excuse me. And the bus driver was acting kind of rude and weird. And then I had to use the bathroom so bad, like, and they forced urinated me, and it was kind of cold, and I felt uncomfortable. Felt torture when there was wet urine on your pants and it's cold outside. But everybody else was talking about how it's kind of warm or that it felt good, and I'm like, it's 59 degrees. To me, that's freezing. Because if you in like most places, like, if you in a car or a house and somebody had the air on 65 degrees, people will say, oh, it's an icicle up in here, or it's freezing up in here. But why, excuse me, why if the weather says 47 degrees, why do people think I'm tripping if I say I'm freezing, I'm really cold? You know, the coldest certain air conditioners I've seen going down to 60, you know, with the AC on, you know. Excuse me. So, I try to take like a few buses to try to pass the time, and I could not stay awake. Like, my body kept automatically shutting down for me to doze off and fall asleep, and I was having micro sleeps from the sleep deprivation and would not even be aware that I dozed off and fell asleep. And so when I went to get breakfast, they had a masculine lesbian that you know, came to the cafe where I was at and she kept repeatedly giving me threatening looks and acting like she wanted a problem with me. And she acted like she wanted to fight me. I was a distance from her, minding my business. And I mean, I don't know what she wanted with me. But she kept giving me threatening looks, and I never in my life saw her before. She was a tall, big girl with glasses. And then she had on a fake stupid mask, or looked like a robber, like when people rob banks and stuff, that kind of mask. That's what kind of mask she had on. And she kept trying to look at me like she wanted war with me for no reason at all. And then, so I rode the first bus coming back from getting breakfast. I mean, I tried so hard. Even when I was got done eating, I was trying to drink my water, and I was charging my phone and trying to upload some of my videos from earlier and from yesterday, and my body just kept shutting down with automatically falling asleep and trying to fight to stay awake. It was involuntary and uncontrollable. So at the next available bus, I took that bus, and then I took another bus. And now I don't remember bit by bit every minute little detail what happened on the second bus. But it took me 4 buses to get over here. Well, it could have took 3, but I had to wait 30 extra minutes for another one. So I got away from downtown where it's dangerous and you know, a lot of craziness. And so I just took one of the Algiers buses to come back downtown and waited for the Lapalco bus to you know, come here. And so remember, for every day for the past, like last week and the week before, I had to deal with perps that walk by me and wait till they walk by me to light up a cigarette and start smoking. And then they do stuff like try to look around and like as if they trying to look suspicious, like as if they up to no good and sneaking and doing something wrong that they know is wrong, and they look around like make sure ain't nobody looking, and then they light up the cigarette right by me and start smoking as a part of gang stalking, the covert harassment. And then normal people would try to gaslight and lie and say, oh, he just minding his business, you know. But why you wait? You know I hate cigarettes, and you wait till you get right smack dab in front of me, close by me, and light up. And the stalkers, some of those bastards be cowardly, and some of them be bold as hell. And so then, the past few days, like what y'all saw with the fake sorority thing, they had the two perps that, had all that space over there and aggressively and violently brushed up against me on purpose as an assault, as a way to try to trigger me to hit them back. And so a bunch of men have been doing this to me lately. Even this morning, I was trying to tell y'all about a man who, and yesterday morning, that brushed up against me on purpose. Now, if it's by accident, it's, no way in hell could it be an accident if you got all that space over there. And how could you, if you're walking towards the side of the building, how could you still have a way to bump into me or make it like I'm in your way? When you got space over there, well, I'm not in your way. But they do it to bully. And other professed targeted individuals say too about how gang stalkers invade or crowd their personal space and sometimes bump into them on purpose, trying to incite a fight, trying to incite a physical altercation on purpose, to try to set the target up to go to jail or get into some kind of trouble, or if they might do that to justify beating up the target, or all this fake gaslighting and passive aggressive bullying. And then when I document it, I'm the troublemaker. So what happened earlier, when I got off the first bus and I transferred to the second bus, and the bus driver had the loud gum, and the lesbian was standing like in front, like I don't know. Come on, man. These flies, hold up. So I don't know everything that was said, because a lot of the time my earbuds was in. Not all the time, but a lot of the time throughout the incident, my earbuds was in. But I got on the bus, and the perp lesbian, first of all, she was perping with a red bag. And second of all, she was perping with a yellow Pokemon hoodie. When people say that gang stalking and surveillance role playing is gang stalking and surveillance role playing is based off of Pokemon Go, but in real life. And they say it's a very sick game. Very sick, twisted game. That you sitting here playing video games with people, innocent people's real life, trying to hurt them. So, I got on the bus and she was right up there. And I said, "Excuse me." And she acted like she didn't want to move. And I said, "Excuse me, can you please move back?" And the bus driver fake defended her and said, "Oh, she can't move back." She can't move back for what? Yeah, she can. She just didn't want to. She wanted a fight. She wanted war. Because if you're standing right there and I'm trying to get through, if somebody's a narcissistic abuser or a perp, if they're standing in that space unnecessarily, why the hell you didn't just pay your fare and sit down? So she was standing up there. I thought she was homeless. And she looked like she was homeless. If you coming from work, what you doing with a blanket? So, like she was a perp planted there because court is tomorrow. And she refused to move out of the way. And I asked her twice, And the fake bus driver defended her and lied and said she can't move back. But if there are moments where if they do that as a setup to lie and say that I pushed them or I hit them or I slapped them or I did this or I did that. You know, it's like when you violently bump into someone on purpose, that's assault, like intentionally pushing somebody. Like when you push your body up against mine as a way to violently with the intent to assault me. So I was trying to avoid bumping into or touching her like I do everybody. And she refused to move out of the way. The bus driver fake defended her. And then I went to sit down and they triggered my Tourette's. And I don't remember word for word everything that was said. But I don't know if she had trouble with her fare or she didn't have enough bus fare or something. But she was standing up there for I don't know what reason. And then so then she walked. I went to sit down and she went to like aggressively bump into me on purpose. And she triggered my Tourette's again. And then she went to sit down or whatever, and I don't know what she said because I had my earbuds in. And then she went back up to the front, bumped into me on purpose again. I tried my best to move back away from her, but she, wanted a fight. Excuse me. This was a different lesbian from the lesbian perp at the coffee place that, the cafe or whatever that I was at. I can't say where, but so then she went and looked like she went to either ask about a transfer or pay for a fare or something. I don't know, because I had my earbuds in. And then she walked back and physically assaulted me a third time. And I'm like, well, fine. I just, started spraying like crazy. And she triggered my Tourette's for me to go off on her. And then she got gangster and ghetto and started bullying, harassing, and threatening me. And I thought that I pressed record, but the thing still had the white circle and the red dot. And I'm like, wait a minute, damn, we were arguing for like at least 10 minutes before I realized that I was not even filming and recording. That the record button was not on. At first I tried to take a quick picture. And then, and she started threatening me or whatever, and we argued back and forth. And then afterwards, she tried to say, stop spraying that spray, stop. But I'm like, well, you shouldn't have assaulted me, you shouldn't have touched me, you shouldn't you shouldn't have got close to me, whatever, She was a perp that did that on purpose. And then the bus driver defended her again. I had my earbuds in, so the bus driver was already saying something, and all I heard was that I had to either go to the back of the bus or get kicked off the bus. And for them to say, oh, you can't be spraying. Well, she sprayed something. She was just looking for something to fuck with me about because tomorrow's court date. And the bus driver defended her all the whole way. And then the bus driver listened to her lies, but you saw her response when I told my side of the story, which was the truth. And then she even lied on me and said on camera, she lied on me and said that I bumped into her or that I pushed her or something. And that wasn't even the case. So, but, And they had another black female, the feminine female, that was sitting in the back of the bus looking at me like she hate me and siding with the lesbian perp. And then she was filming and recording me the whole time. And then they had a few black men that sided with the perp as well. And when the bus driver got off the bus and this and that, whatever, and I apologized to everybody. And they had one of the black guys, he had on one of those fake robbery looking masks or whatever, but I really like his coat, his jacket, but I hated the way he treated me. And he was like, when I apologized, I said I apologize to everybody, I'm sorry, and then he was like, look, like as if, I don't know why ignorant ghetto New Orleans people, especially this mentally slow, crazy biological family and the fake foster family, why do they wrongfully believe that you apologizing and trying to own up and try to make a truce, why do they feel like it's starting trouble back up again? But your ass, you didn't have anything to do with it anyway. Y'all came during the aftermath. And you don't even know what started or how it started. But they try to act like ghetto, narcissistic, fake flying monkeys. Like, do you know her to defend her like she's God or something? And the white guy, he was he seemed like he was either like both being supportive of me at first and acting neutral at first. And then afterwards, he went and talked to the bus driver, and then the bus driver lied to him or told her wrong understanding about the situation. And the bus driver tried to falsely make it like I created the problem by spraying the sanitizer, when the problem, I sprayed the sanitizer because the perp bumped into me on purpose. And I don't know if she was trying to give me bed bugs on purpose with that blanket. Me trying to protect myself. Didn't know what they had in store for me because tomorrow is court date. But I mean, I didn't say she had bed bugs, but I'm saying that I'm just trying to have my guard up. But no, I don't think she had bed bugs, but I had my guard up. Or she could have had some other disease. Her blanket was dirty. And so the bus driver lied to the guy and said that I started the trouble by just spraying the alcohol on the bus, and that's not what happened. I'm telling y'all what's happening. What happened? If she would not have violated me, like what if like all she had to do was scoot back a couple of steps for a couple of seconds for me to pass by and go sit down, and then problem could have been solved. But as I said, she wanted a war. She wanted trouble, and I wish that y'all could have got to see everything from start to finish. And I didn't know or realize that it was going to escalate that bad. The bus driver, not once did the bus driver say, you cannot spit on people and you cannot throw stuff at people. Now, if you spit on me, I'm well within my right and justified to spray the alcohol and sanitize myself, because I don't know what oral disease you got. What disease you could give me. And the seats, I've shown videos about how dirty the seats are on the bus. Now I'm forced to sit on dirty bus seats, dirty streetcar seats, dirty ferry seats, and dirty this and dirty that seats, and get wrongfully criminalized for sanitizing and cleaning it off. It's not against the fucking law to wipe off a bus seat. But then she was threatening me threatening to cut me with a blade. And when I thought that I was filming and recording, before I actually started getting to film and record, she was saying, "Oh, I'd be glad to go to jail today, bitch," and this and that, whatever. And she said, "Yeah, I got my blade, and I'll cut you with my blade, and I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that." Bus driver just sat there and let it happen. And she just let everything carry on. And then have the fake narrative that I'm the troublemaker who started everything. And then that's whatever supervisor never came. They passed by on the other side of the street and never came and approached me. And it took a while for the bus to come. But there was a lady that was walking her dog, and I told her briefly what happened. And I tried to not take up her time or whatever. And I'm glad she was receptive and supportive you know, and just let me vent for like 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, you know. So I really appreciate that. So to help myself feel better, you know, I had me a praline, but I was praline candy, but I was disappointed that it looked like 2 bites worth of the piece of candy. It looked like it fell on the ground, so I couldn't eat that, you know. But it was supposed to have rained today. Guess what? They pushed the weather back, and it's supposed to rain later this evening and tonight and stuff. This afternoon, this evening, tonight, or whatever. Because it was supposed to rain this morning and this afternoon. But they pushed back the rain weather schedule. I mean, the rain forecast or whatever. You can see it looks dark. Very cloudy. You know. But when I'm on mainly the Jefferson Parish, Jefferson Transit buses. What happened earlier today, it happened on the RTA bus. The 91, the Jackson Esplanade bus. So yeah, I don't remember everything she said to me, and I don't remember everything I said to her. But, you know, I have video evidence of her trying to, she nearly succeeded at spitting on me. Twice. At least twice. And she threw something at me. More than once. But then certain people judge the video based on what they see. And here I'm trying to tell y'all how it started and trying to tell y'all the best of my memory what happened. She was trying to fight. And I don't like the way she talked to me. And like even on the Jefferson Transit buses, they have these men that are bigger than me, fatter than me, taller than me, and they're standing up at the front trying to flirt, ghetto narcissistically fake flirt with the female bus drivers, and hold conversations with them, kissing their asses, and they get an attitude and refuse to move. When I say, excuse me, can I please pass by, and they refuse to move out of my way and try to force me to have to brush up against them. I don't want to touch nobody. And then they try to trap me and torture me and make me feel uncomfortable, that they force me to touch something dirty and then tell me you cannot spray your alcohol. That's evil. But that ghetto perp lesbian was illegally fake planted there. She was planted there. I didn't tell anyone where else I was going. Like, it seemed like they know what's on your mind. You know. And basically, I wasn't trying to just like, oh, I'm running my mouth because I'm stupid and foolish. I'm just trying to stand up for myself. I did it to stand up for myself and say, you don't tell me what to do. I don't have to obey you. I don't have to listen to you. And while I was trying to explain to y'all in the video what was going on, and then she kept coming back on the bus and thinking, y'all saw, you know, and was in the video, you know. But she was trying to call, and another dead giveaway that she was a perp was that she was calling me crazy. She was calling me delusional. She was calling me slow and retarded and everything. As I said, y'all don't know what happened off camera before I started filming and recording, but y'all think y'all could judge what y'all see. And just like when I would be in Pensacola, Florida, and they have gang stalkers with one headlight try to run over me with their cars, and then I get my phone camera and start filming and recording, and I walk up to them and be like, hey, why did you try to run over me with your car? And then they get ignorant with me and get smart ass and disrespectful, and we have an argument, and then people in the comments think that I started the trouble. When I'm like, you don't know what happened off camera before that to get me to go and confront him and ask, why'd you, you know. But I'm tired of abusive narcs telling me that I should have kept my mouth shut. Why doesn't anyone say she should have and could have kept her mouth shut? And that she should have and could have kept her hands to herself? But, you know, the fact that the whole, but I mean, they had one white female on the bus that she remained completely neutral and said nothing at all. And she stayed out of it. But, you know, I said that I try to be the bigger person and apologize on my part, you know, for the disruption, even though I did not start it. But the bus, I mean, and the people, and the fake supervisors are going to listen to the bus driver's lies or wrong assumption. And the bus driver, she didn't care. But, I mean, as I said, how do you listen to one side and not the other? And blatantly in my face. I got on camera that she listened to the perp, and she did, and you saw her response to what she said to me. So, you're stalking cult criminals, keeping me forced homeless. Don't you think if I was in the hotel, I would not have had that the argument would not have happened? But then they had moments where I could have had altercations and arguments at hotels too. But if I'm in my room, then, you know, less likely to have an argument or something with somebody, you know. But yeah. So I'm like telling the aftermath of what happened, and I cannot remember every minute little detail or piece, you know. So, but people like to judge before they hear and know the real story and the full story of everything, you know. And the stalker's trying to get me to break, you know. Like, I'm already under so much pressure. I have court to go to tomorrow and everything. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. The fake T.I. perp gang stalking simulation, he teamed up with Ronald Soriano to bully and harass me in 2022 and trying to falsely accuse me of being a scammer and a fraud and say that I'm not starving. But I saw he had a house and a car. And he put up GoFundMe and was begging for money. And then he would make harassing comments saying, oh, she don't look like she's starving to me. But then I saw he asked another person on YouTube, another person in the TI community, he said, why don't you put up your CashApp and PayPal? But the other person, she don't really ask for no money, and she don't ask for nothing, you know. She has a place to live, but I don't think she has a car. But, you know, but other people have told me that gang stalking simulation has gang stalked them too. So he's a fake satanic sellout T.I. perp that fake and playing both sides. And now he's calling people bots and NPCs and everything when he's a fake sellout playing both sides. That he hypocritically begged for donations and got GoFundMe, Cash App, whatever. But he tried to condemn me when I'm obvious homeless, you know. But I remember when he used to be a real TI in the TI community before selling out. And he used to support, he made a couple of supportive comments before, you know. And one time he made a comment on one of my videos saying he hadn't heard from me in a long time and that he missed me and stuff, you know. But I remember he used to do target videos of himself being gang stalked. But now he flipped and sold out and became a perp, you know. And he admitted that he didn't believe in God, but he has he got strange spirituality, you know. But yeah, so I can't live stream like I wish I could. But I need the help before 6 o'clock. It's 1:14 p.m. I need help with $135 for the hotel night plus $25 deposit. And I'm good on dinner. I don't need help with dinner. I just need help with hotel plus deposit. And then tomorrow, for the next like 2, 3, or maybe 4 days, I should be good and on my own. So I'm trying to not, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to take an Uber to the court because it's like far. And I don't know what hotel I could go to, you know. But it's Sunday night, so they mostly raise the prices to go back lower, you know. So they're mostly, I guess, normal lower price, and all the craziness is just about, weekend craziness is just about over, you know. But I love y'all. I need rest, you know. I love y'all, and I'm gonna get off here.